Thank you very much, Max. And it is afternoon in Ukraine now, so good afternoon to all colleagues who are online now, and for any colleagues that may be listening sort of online and not with you in person. So my name is Pallavi Malhotra, and I'm the director for the Talent Alliance in Europe. So I'm responsible for all countries within Europe for the ICT Academy program. Today for this training, this is more about orientation training for instructors, and it's also something that's used for our talent managers when new talent managers join as well. So I'll be covering some overall policies and then looking at some details of, and maybe if we have time, we can also go and do some practical sort of viewing on the talent platform as well. So firstly, on the first topic, let's talk a little bit about the talent ecosystem and the policies. So I don't know, when Ukraine first started to participate in the Academy program, because we had a reorganization of whole of Europe, I used to just look after Western Europe, but then 2 years ago, Europe became one. So I was also responsible for Ukraine as well. So the whole program itself started in China in 2013, and it was very, very successful. So it was rolled out outside of China from 2014. So it's been going since 2014, and every year there have been new developments going on. So whether it's the implementation of the talent platform website, or whether it was the change of an automation of contracts and agreements and so on, there's constant movements. And then there was the introduction of the ICT competition as well. So over the years, there have been a number of different changes that have taken part, and is constantly moving forward. And I would say that in the last, since its introduction into Europe and outside of China in general, it's gone on and moved in leaps and bounds, really, I would say. So I will explain here. I've put down here in 2021 IASC, but I will explain later on what an IASC is. So in 2021, we introduced a new entity. So before we just had Huawei, and then we had the ICT Academy, and then we introduced IASC. So the various, I won't read out everything because we won't have time, but you can see the various developments. And last
Pallavi,
year,
maybe we cannot see presentation.
oh, I'm so sorry. It would help to share. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is the first section for the talent ecosystem and policies. So these are the various developments that took place from 2013 to 2021. You can see there's the introduction of the advisory board, which we've now reintroduced, because this one in 2017 was just purely for UK. Now it's going to be Europe-wide, so I hope there'll be colleagues in the audience who may also be interested in joining this as well. And then the introduction of the IASC in 2021, and then you can see the various developments in 2023 in collaboration with UNESCO. For the ICT competition. For the last 2 years, we've been working with UNESCO just for Europe at the moment, and also for this year as well for the new competition, which I'll introduce later. And we've been winning prizes throughout the time as well for the competition. Now, the talent ecosystem is like a 3-tree structure, and it's like a bridge between academia and industry, because we know there's a huge global shortage. So what we want to do is create this supply and demand chain and bridge the gap between the industry and academia. It's very hard to find qualified people that are in industry to take on the jobs that are needed. So most large companies like Huawei have gone directly to universities, and they are providing the vendor's resources to the students, so the students can walk away with their academic qualification and the industry certification. So they become employment ready almost, because they have the qualifications that industry requires. So that's the middle tree, the largest one for teachers and students. But we also have lifelong learning on the right-hand side, where people are already in the industry, but the industry requires them to update their skills regularly. And then we have our industry practitioners, where we work with various partners, and they actually provide the commercial part of the delivery, whereas the middle section is all for academia and is completely free. Okay, so this is the structure. So here we have Huawei. And then at the bottom in blue, you can see we had the Huawei ICT Academies. Now, this is how it was before. And then in 2021, when we introduced the IASC, we introduced in the center, the IASC, the green box. So now we have 3 different entities within the ecosystem. So the IASC stands for ICT Academy Support Center. Now, why did we introduce this? Is because the program is growing very quickly. And if we have Max, for example, in Ukraine, Max can't manage more and more academies as they join. So we introduce an entity, and this is by invitation to one of our academies that is performing really well, and they become almost like an extension of Huawei, extension of Max, and then help to support in the whole delivery of the program. Now, currently, we have in the box you can see on the left-hand side, in the black color, we have IASCs which have already been established, and this year we're going to have 3 more new academies. You can see here in red, in Hungary, Greece, and in Ukraine. So I'm sure you will hear more news about this in the future from Max as well. Okay, so what is the purpose of the IASC? So the IASC can help with the development support. They can help with the instructor training. So for example, if we have instructors who are qualified in the Huawei certifications, they can help to support in delivering the training to other instructors in other academies, or to students in academies on their own or others as well. They can also support to deliver orientation training, like the training that we're doing today. So it explains to new instructors exactly what is available, what are the benefits, and what you can do on the platform. Now, there's a lot to learn, so it's not something we can cover today in the few hours that we have, but there are lots of resources on the platform. So as we identify more and more short courses, then maybe we can introduce some short sessions as well. And the IASC can also help with operational management, activity support, and ICT competition. So activity support, for example, would be if Max is going to run an event, for example, in Ukraine, then he can work closely with an IASC and, organize the whole event together and so on. Or in the ICT competition, where it could be a series of roadshows that the IASC can deliver as well. So it's not just a set menu, for example, that can be done. It's customizable, and it all depends on the needs of the country, the needs of the area, and how we can work with our partners and what they're willing to do. Okay, so some of the things that you should be aware of, and I guess you already are, because you would have signed the agreements when you did, but there is a partners portal website. So you can actually go on there, and every single type of partner that we have and all the different types of policies that we cover with our partners are listed on here. Now, for the ICT Academy program, we only need to look at the Talent Alliance partner policies. And for the Talent Alliance policies, we have 2 main policies. These are the global policies, And one is for the ICT Academy and one is for the IASC. So the two entities that exist in the talent ecosystem, there are policies for. Now, these are something that both talent managers and our academies need to be aware of, so you can see what are your benefits and what you can or can't do. Now, to take an example, when a new academy joins, that new academy goes onto the talent platform and registers as an ICT Academy. So when they register, they become, at the top, you can see registered, so they are in green. They're just a registered academy. Now on the policy for the ICT Academy, you can see here on the top, it just says certified, preferred, and advanced. So there's only 3 types of identified academies in the policy. Because registered is something that everyone can, when they join, they become. But then to get the benefits, they have to go to certified, preferred, or advanced level. So how can they do this? So in order to become certified, firstly, we've said here, number 1, that they have to be registered, which is what they have to do initially. And so what's required is number 3. They need 3 active learners on the platform. Now, what's the definition of an active learner? Is that a learner who is registered has a learning ID on the Huawei platform, has enrolled onto a course, MOOC course, or into a class organized by the academy, and they must be associated with the academy. If they're not associated with the academy, the system can't pick up those learners and say, okay, these learners belong to this Academy A. So the most important thing is that they enroll, they create a learning ID, they associate their ID with the academy, and then they start to learn. Now, when we have 3 or more active learners that have done more than 1% of learning, they are shown on the system as active, which means the academy can now apply, and you can see here at number 7 is by application. So if you want to move on from registered to certified, then you have to apply. Now, why it's important to become a certified or preferred or advanced and move up from the registered status is so that you can take the benefit of what the certified academy offers. Because at the registered level, you only have access to all the introduction courses. And not anything at HCI level. So you can see here for the, it says here as you move on to the preferred and to the advanced that there is much more needed. So for preferred, for example, you need 1 HCAI instructor. So we'll explain what HCAI instructor is as well. And it stands for Huawei ICT Academy instructor, the HCAI, and you might notice that it's the I and the A that are reversed because the certification is known as a HCIA and the instructor is known as an IA. It's a little bit confusing, but it takes a bit of getting used to. And you can see for a preferred, you need 30 students and at least 10 of them should have career certifications as well. So you can move up the ladder until you become advanced as well. But majority of our academies are certified. We have preferred academies in Italy and Poland at the moment. So here are the benefits and what's the difference between the certified and preferred. If you look at number 1, the training support, what training you have access to. So at the registered level, you only have introductory courses. At the certified level, you only have HCIA level courses. At the preferred level, you have HCIP. So here is the difference. Okay, so this is basically the policy for the ICT Academy. So I won't read all of the rules because I hope that you may be able to go onto the platform and download the policy as well. Now, when you look at the talent platform. If I were to go onto Google and I search for Huawei talent, it will give me a link to the right-hand side page. Now, if I were to go onto the right-hand side page, which is a talent page, it's a more personalized page. It's got information about the competition, there's news, various other announcements that are there as well. And underneath you'll find learning, and this is more specific, is what's been recommended for me personally. But the main ICT Academy website is the one on the left-hand side. So when you also search for ICT Academy, you will now also find in Google or Huawei ICT Academy, you should be directed direct to the website here. But on the page, I put the links in here for you at the bottom, because if you type in huaweiacad.com, you'll be redirected to the homepage of the Academy. Now, this platform is a 24/7 accessible platform, and everything that you need to do can be done here. For IASCs, for academies, for instructors, for students, even for talent managers. So Max and myself would also be going on here to check information as well. Also, you will note when you go on there, and we will go on there afterwards, I've highlighted some of the bits in red that are important. So although this gray bar doesn't look like it, they're actually hyperlinks. Each is a separate hyperlink. And then underneath you've got the boxes where course catalog, documentation center, the competition and news and so on. But if you want to go to that page from the talent page, you can just click on ICT Academy and then ICT Academy again, and it will always take you back to the main page. So this is what the main page and the talent page looks like. Now, we work with a diverse range of partners. It's not just a direct link between Huawei working with universities and colleges, and the colleges and universities become an ICT Academy, but we work with partners like UNESCO, like ВНЗ, various government projects that we're working on, and there's a diverse range of partnerships. UNESCO is one of our main ones, so I've just listed this one. So the program itself is a global education program. So it's available in all countries around the globe. It's designed specifically for academia and students because it has underpinning knowledge and courses which are in addition, because we know students will need additional support. Apart from the working engineers, they just go directly into the online course, but students will need additional support, so there are additional underpinning courses and resources as well. It provides simulation tools for teachers and students to use, where they can use these, and it's completely free of cost, both the resources and the simulation tool. There are no licenses involved, and they can use them to do the practical element, because for the certification courses you have theory and you have practical, and it's really useful for students to do practical because it helps them to remember. So the whole program is about giving back into the community in which Huawei operates, and to promote digital learning and to try and close the global digital skills gap as well. So I'll put the links in here again, so you can have a look anytime. And this might just introduce you to our little robot here. So this is our European mascot, and his name is Huawei. So you'll see him appearing everywhere on a lot of our marketing materials and so on. Another thing I just wanted to point out is, apart from the main page on the top, at the bottom you can see the course catalog. Now this is in PDF format, and you can also download it as well. So not all of the courses are in the course catalog, but as the version 2.0, with the additional courses that we add on and the other additional underpinning knowledge, and the new format, then they keep getting updated into the catalog. But when you open a class, you can access most courses at the level that you are registered for. And we've also introduced last year the digital badges as well. So in the previous years, students would study on here, and maybe they finished or maybe they didn't finish. If they finished, they had the opportunity to take the certification exam. But maybe not everybody wanted to take the certification exam. Or maybe some students did take and they didn't pass. So we don't want to leave, we want to recognize the learning that's taken place. Otherwise, there's no recognition and there's no evidence of it. So when students do some learning on a course, they can take an end of course exam and they can get a digital badge. Now, there are 3 types of badges, and I'll introduce you to those badges as well. And just to make this session a little more interactive, so I'm not just talking lots to you, but if you have any questions, please stop me at any time, and we can I can keep a chat box open, and if you can either write the question or please just come online and ask the question. It's not a problem. And this way we don't have to wait till the end, because otherwise by that time we would have done so much you forget the question. So please stop me at any point.
Yes, thank you, Pallavi. And also to make me make a comment in Ukrainian. Колеги, якщо виникають будь-які проблеми, якщо не розуміємо матеріали або щось потребує уточнення, то пишіть чат на українській або англійській, і хтось ці питання або перекладе для Pallavi, або додатково вам зробить коротке пояснення. Yes, sorry, Pallavi, you can continue, just translate your proposition.
Great, thank you very much, Max. And apologies to all colleagues. I'm so sorry, I can only present in English. So apologies, I can't do Ukrainian, but I hope that Max will translate anything that needs to be translated. So the program itself, I mentioned about bridging the gap. Industry is looking for good talent, and through the Academy program and our ICT competition, we are able to identify that talent as well. So when we identify that talent, most academies ask, well, how comes? What is the charge in this? So there is no cost. There's no cost for joining. There's no cost for teacher training. There's no cost for exam vouchers. There's no cost for the competition. And even if students win and we take them to China, Huawei pay for their travel expenses and accommodation. So it really is part of our corporate social responsibility and giving back into the community. But how do we benefit? Well, as a company, we can identify through the program good talent. So when students do really well, we would like to offer them a job, either with Huawei or with Huawei partners as well, because there is a demand throughout Europe. So through the whole program, we're building partnerships with universities, colleges, and other international organizations. We have provided the industry knowledge directly to academia, so we're putting industry knowledge directly into the hands of teachers and students, so they can use this knowledge to progress their careers, for continuous professional development, CPD for teachers, or they can use some of the learning knowledge as a learning resource for other courses that may be taught at the university and college. So you don't necessarily have to be teaching all of the courses to use it. You can still use the materials for the delivery as well. And then we have the industry global certifications. So these are industry exams, certification exams, career certification exams that are recognized by the digital sector globally. And this helps industry to know that if a student has this particular qualification. Yes, they did study, they went through ABC, whatever they had to learn, and they passed the exam and they have this knowledge. So it supports them with employment as well. And it increases the talent pool in general. So in many ways that it can benefit students, academies, teachers, and industry, and Huawei and our partners. So this is the global picture of how it looks. We have over 300,000 students that train on the courses every single year. And then last year, just to note that on the ICT competition, we had 210,000 applications. Now, they may already be students or there may be new applications as well, because students can see they want to enter the competitions and then they join as a student as well. And you can see here how it's spread out across the globe. Now, in Europe at the moment, we have over around 160 something, so we put in 150 plus academies, and it's growing all the time. And you can see globally what the numbers look like as well. And the various resources that are provided through the Academy, well, we have the MOOC learning resources, we have printed materials with books, we have other course resources, which could be prerequisite courses or underpinning knowledge courses. We have simulation tools. There are white papers that have been published as well, if you ever want to have a look at those. And then there's the ICT competition, which is an annual event, and this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So that's basically the organizational structure and the talent ecosystem. So let's look a little bit on now the curricula and the platform. So these are the important sections that you should be aware of. On the right-hand side where you see a number there, that's my ID number. When you log in, you'll have your own ID number. So whenever you click on the ID number, it takes you into your dashboard. You got the URL, which this is the, if you type in Huawei Acad, it will reroute you and redirect you to this URL. Now, here are the various pull-down menus. So you have learning. This is applicable for everybody, whether so just to say at the beginning, sorry, I should mention, everybody goes to this platform, whether it's our commercial partners or our ICT academies, everybody goes here. Instructors, students, professional engineers, everybody. So for learning, everybody can access this, whether it's professional engineers, students, teachers. For the certification, again, everybody can access this. Now for the ICT Academy part, this is just for our academies. The competition is mainly just for academies as well. And then we have learning partners, that's for our commercial partners. So there are common areas and there are specific areas. Now, when you go onto the platform, you'll notice there are rolling banners. So one of the banners here is the guides. So there are guides available. There's an administrator guide, there's an instructor guide, there's a student guide, and there's also information on how you can apply for exam vouchers as well. Now, when new organizations want to register, in the gray box, you will see there's the Huawei ICT Academy, and underneath you can see registration, certification, and renewal. So new academies can register. If you want to upgrade to the next level, you have your certification, and then if you want, when you have to renew your agreement, renewal, everything can be done here. For instructors, they register for a new learning ID, and they can access all the teaching materials as well. Same for students on the right-hand side, they access for registration and get access to the learning materials. Now, whenever you click on any one of these and it takes you to another page, it will have steps 1, 2, 3, what to do. Now, on each of those pages, specifically for academies, instructors, student, there will be a guide on there. That's a different type of guide. It's not the same guide where you got on here, the list, the administrator guide, instructor guide is not the same. It's mainly on how to register. Once you've registered, then you need to access the user guides afterwards. And the instructions when you want to do the registration is quite straightforward. And you've already been through that process because you're here today. Now let's look at the curriculum. What do we have? So basically, all of the courses are divided into 3 categories. We have the cloud platform and service courses, we have the basic software hardware, and then we have the ICT infrastructure. And these are split into 6 major domains with cloud platform, basic software hardware, then you have the IT infrastructure, datacoms, optical, and also wireless as well. And under those 6 domains, the courses are listed. And we have 23 certification fields. So you can see here how they are split up. So just for the example, for the cloud on top, all the cloud courses there with cloud computing, cloud service, big data, GAUS DB, and IoT. All of those fit under that particular category. And we have 23 certification fields as listed down here, but there are 110 exams. So how does that work out? Because we may have 23 certification fields, but there will be different levels of exams. There will be associate level exam, professional level exam, HCIP, and expert level exams, the HCIE. Now, these are the 3 different levels that everyone can work through, but for the ICT Academy program, we only offer associate level and professional level. The expert level is quite difficult. And really there are 2 parts, there's theory and then there's a practical element to it. And it costs around €3,000 to sit the exam. And there aren't many students who are reaching that level. So we have sort of capped it at this point with associate and professional. Majority of the students are just doing associate level. But then if there are students who stay on, there are some students who also do move on to the professional level. But what it allows the students to do is once they leave the university or college and they go into employment, they can continue their progression in their certification. So if they achieve the associate in university, they can go on in the future and do professional and expert. But for the expert, you do need practical hands-on experience as well in the industry. Okay, I should also mention, sorry, in the middle we have testing centers. There are 5,000 testing centers. Now, the professional industry certifications have to be done externally at the testing centers, and the exams are provided by a third-party provider called Pearson VUE, VUE test centers, and that's where you can take the exams. The exams cost around $200 for the associate level and a little more for the professional level. But for our academies, for our instructors and students, they are for free. And I'll explain about the policy for the exam vouchers and how you can get those as well. Okay, so when you go onto the main page and you scroll down, you will see some courses. Now, on this main list, you'll see in the basic software hardware, we've also got Open EULA and Open GAUS. So primarily, Huawei is a hardware company, but we've started to introduce now a software element to the program as well. Now, the Open EULA and Open GAUS were introduced last year. Now, when you go onto the main page, you don't see them, but in the future they will be added on here as well. So what we have here, we have many different courses, as you can see, the different fields, technology fields, but these are the recommended ones. It doesn't mean that you can only do these, you can do others because you have access to it, but these are the recommended ones because this is where there's a demand for people in the industry sector. Now, on the platform, as the banners, they're rolling, when you come to it, to the particular banner you want, and you click on that banner. So here, for example, like the user guides, you'll see here, here, this is the page that will take you to the actual user guides. And you can download these. So here you can see administrator guide, which can be downloaded, instructor guide, and the student guide. So you don't have to create anything. All the necessary information for everything that you need to do on the platform is listed here. And you can just go on there. And then also you'll see a banner for the digital badges as well. And when you click on that, there'll be instructions on how to actually get the digital badges. And this, again, the digital badges are provided by a third party. These are from Credily, which is also another subsidiary of the Pearson Group. And you have to go on there, you have to use the same ID on the platform and download the badge, because whenever a student or a teacher passes the end of course exam, the badges are given to you automatically. You just have to create an ID and download them from Credily website. Now, those are the digital badges for taking the end of course exam for any one of the courses on the platform. But if you want to take the career certification, which I mentioned to you at the associate level or professional level, this is a different process, and this has to be done with the external partner at their test center. And here's just an example of what the certification will look like. You can see here in the middle, there's a stamp, HCIA. Now, those certifications are usually valid for 3 years. Now, looking at the curricula, when you look at the catalog, which can also be downloaded on the platform, there are some key things just to note. Where I've highlighted on the right-hand side, general courses, and you can see the symbol and the color, which is more sort of yellowy and amber, and on the professional courses, you can see like almost like a chip and in red. There's also a roadmap. So here, firstly at the bottom, there's an overview of the map of what courses have been listed on there. And then you have the actual roadmap for the catalog as well. Now, if, for example, students are trying to search for a particular, for any technology area, so say, for example, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence is listed on the left-hand side. So what courses are available? So in the yellow, again, you can check the general courses. So you can see here all the general courses or prerequisite courses or introductory courses, you could call them anything. And then you have the red for the professional courses. They can follow the line and they can see, okay, there's a search for a search in AI in that area for a general and overview of AI. And then they'll be able to check along and see what certification courses are also there. And there is a HCIA level course as well. Or you can look at a specific language, for example. So maybe you want to study in a different language, your own home language. There are some courses, I believe, have been translated for datacoms, and they are in Ukrainian, and they have been put onto the platform. This is currently as the catalog stands, but later on there'll be more and more languages added on. So Ukrainian will also be added on to here. And these ticks are hyperlinks that you can check on the left-hand side, the technical direction. And for datacoms, for example, which language is it available in? Students can click on the link and they can go directly to that course, MOOC course within that language. So it's easy, much easier now to navigate. Now, another thing that would be more useful and appropriate for yourselves as teachers, professors, is the textbooks. Now, these are completely free to download, and we currently have printed 5 different textbooks, and you can see here it's in what technology areas it's in, and these can be downloaded and used for teaching or personal learning. You can also give them to the students as well. So when you go onto this page, I'll put the link in here for you and you'll be able to just download it. So this is really another useful resource in addition. Okay, now I mentioned earlier that we don't do the HCIE in the academy, but we do the associate and the professional level and the certification that it can provide for 3 years. Now, in industry, in reality, any company may not just have one vendor equipment. They may have multiple vendors, but at the associate level that students will be studying at, it's the foundation knowledge for that technology area is the same. It doesn't matter which vendor it may be. The difference is when they do some of the practical parts. This is where the proprietary operating system commands may be different, or something specific to Huawei for the equipment may be different. But overall, the associate level provides transferable skills in that particular technology area. And if the student can learn and achieve the associate level, they can actually apply their knowledge to any vendor when they go into employment. So it's really useful in the industry to look at the technology area rather than the vendor. Then at the associate level, at the professional level, it's a little bit more specific, and it goes more into the Huawei equipment and so on. So there is more specific to Huawei rather than the technology. So this is how the courses are interpreted and what's actually contained.
Pallavi, we have two questions in the chat. First, what is the purpose of digital badges, and is it just to prove that students finish the courses?
Yes. So if students do some learning and they don't take this industry exam, there's nothing that they can show, if they want to go to employment. So if they don't do the industry certification, HCIA, HCIP, they still have something to show. So with the digital badges, whenever they do the end of course exam, it's showing that teaching and learning, the result of it has taken place, and that the students have understood that technology and they've achieved something. So one of the things that they can do with the digital badges is that they can share this on social media. So they're promoting themselves as well and showcasing their achievement. So it's to show that yes, they've finished, not just finished the course, but that they've finished the exam as well. They don't get the badge if they just finish the course, but they have to take the end of course exam to do that. We can have a look at a practical part of that and see one course and see what it looks like and where the end of course exam is, because you have quizzes and then you have end of course exam. So yes, it's to showcase their talent if they don't do the final exam, the external exam, I should say. So students have badges, and I should just mention, I'll come to it. I'll show you actually when we get to it, because I mentioned to you in the catalog, there are general courses, there are industry certification courses, and then we also have teachers who will also get digital badges. So I'll explain the different types of badges. How often textbooks are reviewed? Sometimes I notice mistakes in the books. Okay, so with the textbooks, for these particular ones, I don't know if you've gone through them or if you've noticed any errors or not, but they are usually, there's a process. So whenever anything's printed or any course is put online, we usually, and I think the translation errors come in because they might use Google Translate or any other type of translator to translate from Mandarin into another language, and this is where the errors come in, but sometimes instructors, when they notice the errors, they let us know. So then I let headquarters know, and then they can update it. Now, in the past, we've updated the actual resources on the platform if there have been any errors. But for the textbooks, I haven't noted any errors that nobody's actually come back with. But if you do see any translation errors, please, or any mistakes, please do let us know. But I believe that the actual printed textbooks, they've been reviewed a number of times by industry experts outside of Huawei and academic experts as well. But if you do notice something, please do let us know. But I believe they've been reviewed quite thoroughly for the textbooks anyway. But yes, I do agree with you. There have been errors that we've noticed in the MOOC resources, and we've had informed the headquarters team about this, and they have made the changes, and they do make them fairly quickly. So here are the different badges. So firstly, if I start on the right-hand side, we have the general badge. So the general badge is for the general courses. So the general courses are normally very short self-learning courses, and it can be completed within half a day to a day, depending on how quickly people are reading through the materials. And when they finish that and they take the exam at the end, now they can take, there could be that they don't pass the first time, but they will have multiple attempts at the exam. It may be limited how many times you can take the exam. It could throughout the exam or per day. But when you go into the exam, please have a look at the instructions on there, and it will tell you how many times you can actually take this exam. So if students don't pass the first time, they can repeat it. Now, when they do pass, then they will get the notification to say they can download the badge. So that's the general courses. It can be achieved very quickly. And then students can go on to LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and they can showcase their achievement as well, which is great because on LinkedIn, for example, employers, this is the first place they look. And then when they do put this on social media, it starts almost like a competition between students, you know. One student puts it and then the next one and the next one. And this is what we've seen across various countries. And then for the HCIA, HCIP, for the professional courses, there's the middle badge you can see here. When they've achieved that and they take the end of course exam, they get the digital badge. And then when they take the external certification at the VUE center, then they also get the industry certification as well. So for either courses, they will get or not either, for either course they will get a digital badge, but for the industry certification, they will get a industry certification as well. And then for teachers, from the point that the teachers have registered to when they're opening the class and delivering. Now, I'm not fully clear on the teacher's part as to whether it's the years of instructor service or whether, you know, they have to have a HCIA AI first. But I believe from what I've seen that most instructors is based on the industry level of in service. So I think there could be a 3-year one, a 5-year one, 10-year one. So this for different, you know, lengths of duration for that you've been teaching on the academy program. So this is nice to recognize also teachers and how long they've been doing their work. So these are the 3 different types of badges you can now get. And these are completely free, so there's no cost if you need to download. You just have to go to an external website, and I can show you that. And then here, when you look at the catalog, now what happens is that for each course, there's a little bit more information. So on the top right, you can see it tells you a little bit about overview, the highlights, a little bit about the career guidance for students, how long it's going to take, and so on. So it gives you an idea if you're planning on the delivery in the university or college, how you can plan your timetables as well as how many hours you need for the delivery. And on the top, on the corner of that, you can see the red, like a chip symbol, so you know that it's a professional course. And then I've highlighted in blue, it also shows you the pathway. So it's the ICT Academy course, it's a professional course, and it's the cloud computing course, the name of the course. Now on the general courses, it will just say enroll. On the professional courses, it says sign up today, because it's something you have to, make sure that students are able to access it as well. And then the Pearson VUE Test Center for taking the certification exam. So a little bit more information. So the whole program itself, firstly, what I found in my experience, I was also in academia for 18 years, head of school for computing in UK, is that if you're offering industry certifications, it's something that attracts students to join a particular course. It's great for the academic institution because you're not just offering the mainstream program of whichever national qualification or degree, but you're also offering the certification, industry certification. So students have the opportunity to achieve both while they're studying, and it saves them money because the program will pay for their exam as well. So it's a benefit to students in many different ways because they have access to the latest industry knowledge, they can enter the competition, increases their job opportunities, they can get digital badges, they can download and use simulation tools, which they can use forever, it's not a problem. And the exam voucher, which is about $200 US, is also free. Now the exam voucher is also free for teachers as well. But teachers, what I found is that my staff had to do a lot of extra work to create handouts for their students. So they would then spend nights, researching, creating handouts so they can give them. Now this provides inconsistency because it depends from lecturer to lecturer. Some lecturers may spend more time, others may spend less time, they may go on different websites. So there's no consistency in the delivery and what much information is being provided and whether it's accurate or not. So when you go to a vendor like Huawei or any other large vendors who have academy type programs, you know that it's material, that the technology is going to be accurate. Any updates that are made by the vendor, so you don't have to worry. So you can take the information from the courses and use them. If you're not teaching a particular course, it doesn't matter, or you just direct learners. If you have a particular module that they need to cover, it's great to embed the courses, these technology directions into your main programs, and then students can go directly here. And if you need evidence or need to see if they've achieved or not achieved, you can give extra credits for achieving digital badges or the industry certification for HCI or HCIP, or which, any additional credits that you want to give to the students. So it's beneficial, and also we found, especially in the UK, the courses were used for continuous professional development because it was a government requirement that teachers must study for X amount of hours and they must update their skills. So this was something that's required, and this can also, digital badge can also provide that evidence for teachers as well. Especially at the school and college level. Not so much the university, I guess, although there is CPD involved, but it can be used also there. So now let's look a little bit about, so sorry, I should ask, we've covered quite a bit and I've talked a lot. Are there any other questions before I continue? Okay, so then I'll carry on with the career certification exam and the policy. Now, we mentioned two policies earlier, the academy policy and the IASC policy. So in the academy policy, one thing I didn't point out to you was about the exams. Now, there are some countries which don't provide free exam vouchers. So what happens is that students can buy the vouchers at a 70% discount because they are an ICT Academy student and it allows them to do that. But they must have a learning ID on the platform and they must pass the end of course exam and they must be associated, their ID must be associated with an ICT Academy. Otherwise, they can't apply for a voucher. But in Europe, we're providing the vouchers for free for all students and teachers. And I'll explain a little bit about the actual policy. Now, I wrote a policy for region. So there is no exam voucher policy at the global level. What they basically have is this discount because this is what happens in China. Now, if a particular region wants to provide free exam vouchers, then you have to have a policy in place. So this is two levels that can be done. Either I write it at the regional level, or maybe Max has to write it. And if Max writes it for Ukraine, then it only applies to Ukraine and nowhere else. So if I write it at the regional level, then it applies to all the countries in Europe. So based on the actual ICT Academy policy and what other regions have done, this is the European policy for exam vouchers. So in order to be eligible to apply for an exam voucher, firstly, ICT Academies must have a current agreement, current membership. They must be certified, preferred, or advanced level. So registered academies, which I showed you before, they cannot apply. None of the students can apply. Teachers can, because they have to progress on to certified level, but students cannot. But students who are registered, associated, I should say, with a certified, preferred, advanced academy, they can apply. So the student then, not only must they be associated, but they must be active learners. So with the academy. And I mentioned they need to be associated, but the academy itself, apart from having a current membership and being certified provider or advanced, any one of those, they must also have 15 plus active learners. So if they have 15 plus active learners, then the students will be able to apply for the exam vouchers. Now, the way that the exam vouchers would work is that the academy would, so you would let Max know. If you meet all of these criteria, then you would let, sorry, one last one I forgot to mention. They must pass the end of course exam, the mock exam. So whether it's teachers or students, the mock exam needs to be completed. If you need 50 vouchers, 100 vouchers, whatever you need, and you were to let Max know, then Max needs to, I need to allocate that budget, and then Max needs to apply for a quota for your university or college. And then that quota goes into the academy, and the administrator of the academy can see that quota. It is given to the administrator's account. And then when students apply, the administrator can agree or reject. And then, so if you got 10 vouchers that have been given to you because it's what you've asked for, the first student comes along, applies, and it meets all the criteria. The system will check automatically. You can say yes or no as the administrator. If it's a no, then you still have a quota of 10. If you say yes, then it's 10 minus 1, so you have 9 left. So 9 more students can apply. So whatever number of students you have that are ready to take the exam, you can apply for. Another important thing for teachers and students is that students may apply for free exam voucher at HCI, HCIP level. I already mentioned this, and not the expert level, just the associate professional level. May only apply for exam vouchers for the recommended courses or anything that you agree with in the local region, local office with Max. May only apply for a maximum of 2 free exam vouchers in any single financial year. Now, the Huawei financial year goes from January to December. So you can apply for 2 exam vouchers. Now, if a student applies for the first exam voucher and they don't pass, they can apply for another one and retry. If they apply for the first exam voucher and they pass, they can still apply for a second exam voucher for a different exam if they want to as well. So in 1 year, it's 2. So must firstly pass the end of course mock exam. That is one of the things that are built into the system, and it will check that based on the account, and must first complete the identity verification. So this, without that, when you apply, the identity verification automatically comes up. Now, why you need this is because when you book the exam with Pearson VUE, there's a number of things that are checked, and also your identity that you're going to use when you take the exam is something that the third party checks, whether it's a passport or ID or whatever it is. So they know that the person taking the exam is the actual person taking the exam and not somebody else sitting the exam for them. Okay, sorry, there's a question regarding certificate and recertification for instructors applied and passed for the HCI Datacom, which is valid for 3 years, 1 year before expiration. Instructor pass HCI, for instance, does it mean that after Datacom expire, instructor will be? Sorry, I'm just trying to reread this. So regarding certification and recertification of instructors applied and passed for Datacoms, which is valid for 3 years. So all the certifications are valid for 3 years. 1 year before the expiration, instructor passes goes example that after yes, you will be. You only need 1 certification for it could be anyone, it doesn't matter. So if, for example, you've done the Datacoms and it's going to expire, that's fine, and you've done a different technical field like GaussDB, then that's fine. That also applies, so it's no problem. You will still have a HCIA. So then how to apply for the actual exam voucher? Now put the link in here, and this link will take you to the page where it explains step by step what the process actually is. And there's also a guide. So I'll put a couple of links here, which is a guide for the application of the exam voucher, and then the rules of when you're booking for the VUE. So when you click on the top link, it will take you to the page for the vouchers, and then in the page you will have 2 separate links that will guide you into what needs to be done in terms of steps. So here it's just mentioning that if you're applying for a voucher, if you pass the end of course exam today, then just for the systems to synchronize, just give it a day or so before you apply for the actual exam voucher. Otherwise the system may not be synchronized and it won't notice that you've passed. So when you pass, you'll see on the top right hand side something like this to say that you've achieved 600 out of 1,000 and that everything is complete. So for every course, you'll see on the left hand side there's all the chapters that you have to cover. And then within the chapters, you might have small quizzes, but right at the end is the actual final mock exam. Now, how to apply for this? So once you've completely, sorry about the spelling, typing, after you pass the mock exam, you have to go to the dashboard. and you have to go to My Information and first complete the identity verification. Otherwise, if you try to apply, it will still bring you back to here. And also the basic information. So these two are important, especially the identity one. And then you go back to the dashboard. So the first part, My Information, is all, and the identity verification and basic information is all in the top right-hand box where it says My Information. And then you go to My Voucher box, and it will take you to the My Voucher page, and you have to apply for a coded voucher. Now, this is changed recently. Before, in the past, you would tell your local Huawei contact and they would get a voucher for you and give you a code. Now it's all automated and it's put onto the system, so you can go there directly and do that. But you need to have a quota, first of all. So this is something that Max needs to add, and once you have the quota for a university, you'll be able to use and apply for the voucher. So when you go to that page, you can apply, and once you receive the voucher, you will be able to see the voucher in the user center under My Voucher page afterwards. And the rules for the exam is this link here, which I was showing you at the bottom, right at the bottom. Huawei certification exam process is where it will take you to a page which explains how to register with Pearson VUE and their guidance and what evidence they're looking for when you book the exam. Now, in the past during COVID, some of the exams you could do online. Now, there may be some, it depends on the country and also the center and where it's located. They may offer online exams, or they may say, no, it's in person. So you have to go to the Pearson VUE test center and take the exam. But you can go on to that site and you'll be able to see where all your nearest test centers are and everything. And then the code that you receive from the system, you use that code when you're booking the exam, and that allows you to book it. Just one thing to mention is that if you receive the code, now we're in August, if you receive the code in September or in October or November, you can only use it up to December. So whatever you receive in the financial year from between January and December, you have to use within that year. What I have found is that, or it will expire. So in the past, is a little trick. What teachers and students have done is that they book the exam, say in December, and then they change the exam date. So they've already used the voucher, they've already made the first booking, and then they say they want to change it. So it could go into the next year, but you need to check with your individual test center. So please don't take it that every center will do that. It all depends on availability and the rules of that test center as well. So please do check. But I know I was speaking to some of our instructors in Poland, and they said that this is what the students had done, and it was something that helped them to extend it. So that's just a little trick. So that's the actual certification exam part. Now, the other thing then is the Huawei Academy instructor exam. So you've got the certification exam, your career one, that's fine. But for instructors, there's another additional exam. So here on the bottom, you can see what certificates can be obtained. So you've got HCIA, HCIP, and then you've got the HCAI. So the last two letters I mentioned were just swapped around. Now, the instructor exam is something, it's a non-technical exam, and it's really, really easy. It's 30 questions, and you can do them within it gives you 90 minutes, but you can do them in 15, 20 minutes, really. And it's all about the actual platform and how much you know about the ICT Academy and some of the policies and so on. There are learning materials for this as well. So, but you can't get the HCAI until you have the HCIA or HCIP. So you must have the certification exam before you can do the instructor exam. So that's the rule that headquarters have made. Now, here's a link here which will take you to the actual HCAI page, and it just tells you a little bit more information about the steps that have to be taken. And there's a link here as well when you go to that page. Now, the way it's done now for this HCAI certification, I believe, I know that the years that they had are changed, and I think it's 6 years now that is valid for. Where the industry certification was 3 years, this is valid for around 6 years. The HCIA instructor exam is no longer, the sequence is now there. It wasn't there before, but now it is there. So this is something, before in the past, they could do the instructor exam first, and I know I'd booked it for my instructors, and then they did the certification exam because they were in the process of it, but now it's been changed. There is a course online, and it's quite quick. It's not too much to learn actually. So there's a link to the course you can go to, and you can enroll directly onto it. So it saves you looking around where to go to. You can go firstly here. It just explains the process. And here there's a link for the MOOC course. Or you can go directly to the MOOC course, enroll, and then you complete the learning. At the end of the learning, here you can see the sections. There's just 3 sections there, and then you have the end of course exam. So when you take the HCIA exam, you click on it, it will give you some information. You can't take the exam straight away. It has to be booked first as well. This is something, they open the exam for you when you've finished the certification exam and when you finish studying this one. So how do you book for the exam? So when you click on the HCI exam link there, it will take you to the FAQ page where it says, firstly, you need to download a form. It's an Excel sheet, and you just need to put in some basic information about yourself. And I'll show you what that looks like. And then you have to submit it. So you submit it to this at this URL. When you click on that link, and then you upload this application form that you completed and fill in some details. Okay, so that's how you apply. So everything is now automated, and this is the information on the Excel sheet. I've put it into this PPT, so you can either go onto the website and download, or you can also do it from here. But this PPT is quite long, so if we turn it into PDF, you know, I'll be able to email it. But in the PPT format, possibly you may not. But in PDF format, you won't be able to access the Excel sheet. So you may still have to go here and download the form. But this is what the form looks like. So you need to put your Huawei ID, the country or region, your academy's name, your full name, and as it is on the academy program, and your email, and which certification you are applying for, and the certificate number, because once you've passed, you'll receive a number. This is optional. If you have it, you can put it. If you have a HCIA already, then please do apply for this, because honestly, it's really quick. And if you need support, we can help you online. It's not a problem. And you can put in, you know, the certificate details here, and the technical course direction that you're applying for. So that's what you have to complete. And then when you click on that, this link here at the bottom, you will be asked to upload that Excel sheet, and then you put some information in about what you're applying for, and then this is where you upload. And then you just agree and submit. and then very quickly you will receive a letter. And here's an example of what the letter will and the information you get will look like. This is an application one of the instructors made. They said, I want to go for the HCIA exam, and this is what I'm going to be doing. And then they get sent the actual exam instructions. So when they get the letter, it'll say, dear sir, madam, you have passed the certification, blah, blah, and this is where you have to go to. And they will open the exam for you. So when the exam is open and you go to the exam, you go to the same link for the course and you click on the exam, it will tell you when, if it started for you or not. And then you'll be able to click on it and just take the exam. So that's how the HCAI is done. So everything is now automated. And the system checks automatically for everything, all the requirements. Now, the competition. Last year, I'm really pleased to say that Ukraine had a team that went to the global finals, participated in the global finals. Unfortunately, our students couldn't leave the country because of the war situation, but you did have one representative there, and it's a difficult exam to pass, an 8-hour exam, so you do need 3 people there to sort of be able to get somewhere. But one student did extremely well and came 3rd place. Excuse me. So now the new competition is also open, and I've just launched the 10th competition. A couple of things I wanted to show you was a YouTube video, if that's okay, so you can see how the competition look, what it's like, and how you sort of what actually happened there. Okay, let me just put this up here. Max, can you hear the sound?
Yes, was okay.
Okay, great. Let me just. This is our campus in Shenzhen. And it was a little bit like the Olympics. They hold the order for each country. And all the students are wearing different colored t-shirts to represent their different regions. This was the opening ceremony. Okay, so that was the video of the opening ceremony that took place. I actually did have, but I don't want to take the chance. I don't know which videos are there. So let me show you another one of I See the Future. And I think that's also got some additional details in there as well.
We need to make a decision. What does the data say? I'm not...
Why not use money?
Just to say that this was the award ceremony. The first one video you saw was the opening ceremony when we all arrived on the first day. And And because it was the 10th anniversary, it was a huge affair where there was drones going by, and drone show, and dancing and traditional, dancing. And this was the main ceremony on the last day after all of these finished. This was the winners were announced. There were various key speakers. This is a short video.
Only I have some problem with connection.
I also don't hear.
Oh, sorry, Pallavi, some problems with internet maybe?
Can you hear me okay?
Bad, it's bad
You can.
quality. Yeah.
It's not. It's bad quality.
Oh, now it's nice. Now it's nice. I think it's fixed.
It's okay. Okay,
Yes.
great. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
It seems some problems again.
Well, Max, I think some
it's
internet problem.
Oh.
Maybe I can send a link.
Okay.
Maybe I can send you the link. Maybe you could play on your side if that's okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sorry, I'm gonna. Yeah.
It's okay.
Let me. Sorry. I'm having huge network problems today.
Oh, it's okay. It sometimes happens. With
I've got too
everybody.
many things open on my computer as well,
Oh.
hundreds and hundreds of pages. And I can't close them because I need them.
Yeah, I can understand.
Okay. And before I go on, sorry, I just want to also mention one thing before I start the video, that there are links that I put here, the important links that may be useful for everyone. It covers 2 pages, so that will be something that's useful for you. And also, in terms of marketing materials, we have developed some marketing materials, and I've shared these with Max already in .ai format, so they can be modified if you need to do any translation. There's one roll-up and a flyer on the ICT Academy, so it explains this is the roll-up, and then you have the ICT Academy and just explaining a little bit, and then on the other side is how to become a student, so registering. And then you have the competition one. Now the competition one is outdated because that was for last year, but we can modify that and we will create some new ones for you this year. So I just wanted to point that out. And also in here, you will also find the QR codes for the talent platform, the WeChat, Facebook, so you can follow on there for the certification and also for the academy as well. So Max, I'm going to share the link with you.
Okay.
It's not allowing me to do anything. Okay. Where's the chat gone? Okay. So I'm just going to stop sharing for a bit, Max.
Yeah, of course, and I will share.
Okay, so this video, it's about
Let me open it.
it's about the final award ceremony. It's a short version.
Мгм. Мгм. Let me share the screen. Okay. So let's start.
Max, we can't hear any sound.
Oh, yeah, Lilia. Oh, yeah. Now it's better?
Yes.
Nice.
Thanks, Max. And you can see it's such a huge investment Huawei put into the ICT competition, and you can see what a difference it makes, and how excited the students also get that they've worked so hard, and at the end it's a nice reward to firstly go to China and compete, and they make really good friends across the globe, and it creates a network for them right from the beginning, which they can then continue into their professional career, that contact as well. So it makes a really big difference as well. So I'm just going to share again, Max, just for one more thing. So I just wanted to show you the actual HCIA. Now, for all of the others I mentioned about digital badges, so for the teachers HCIA course, you don't get a digital badge, you get the HCAI certification for it. So this is the actual link, which you already have. And then when you look at the course content, and you can see here, duration, it says 30 minutes. So it's not really long. And it's a and you already been using the platform, so you know a lot about this already. You go through this as a little quiz at the end of each chapter. There are 3 chapters, and then you take the exam. So when you click on the exam link, you can see here when it comes. Okay, this is what I showed you, the screenshot earlier. So you can download the application form, and then you can complete it, and then you just click on this other link and you can upload it there and just give details about yourself. And it's as easy as that. So that's on that one. I also want to tell you a little bit about the competition as well, for this year's one. So let me go to, now the pages I mentioned to you. So whenever you want to go to the main page, you always click on ICT Academy, ICT Academy. So that will bring you to the main page. Now you see these rolling banners here. If I click on it, it will take me to the catalog part. Now this is just some information about the platform and some notice of when it's going to be upgraded. Here's the one for the digital badges that will take you into more information on digital badges. Here's the UNESCO project that we're working on, where we've opened up the platform. We've created a separate site so that UNESCO partners can also benefit from this as well. So this has been treated as a project because they have many, many partners, and all those partners may not be academies. So this is one way of widening the participation. And then I mentioned about the guides that can be downloaded as well. So when you scroll down, you will be able to see also there's a video here for the ICT Academy. It explains a little bit about the academy. And then if you're searching, for example, which academies exist, maybe students want to see if there's an academy near them, then when you go to that page, you'll be able to type in the region, for example, and the country. And then if I search, all of the academies in Ukraine will be listed here. And there's the URL for the university's websites as well. So it goes over 3 pages. So there are a number of academies in Ukraine. So it's great, and I hope the program continues to expand as well. So let me show you a little bit on the competition now. If I go, there's 2 ways I can go to the competition. If I go back to the main page, you can see here there's a competition, and it says practice one. That's the only one that's open at the moment. Or I can go directly to the competitions. A couple of places I can go to get there. So when I go onto the main page here, you can see this is just, there may be more rolling banners here as well. There's one about the final. This is about the winners list and who won last year. Oh, and I should mention the winners list. Really very proud to say that Europe did really well. It's the best year we had, where we won the grand prize for innovation globally. We won 2 first prizes for cloud and computing from Poland. We won 5 second place prizes globally, and then all the other teams came third, sorry. So here's the page, which is now the registration is open. So up to now, only Europe has been using UNESCO. This year, last year, I made an agreement with UNESCO that all other regions can use them. This year, Middle East and Central Asia took the opportunity to do that, so they've also got that here as well. There's some video, another video about the competition as well, and you can see since the start of the competition how many students have participated. So 960,000 students have taken part across 2,000 different colleges, universities, across 100 countries. So it's getting bigger and bigger, and last year it was 210,000. But overall it's 960,000 since the competition started over the last 9 years. Now, if I go into Europe, this is for the practice one. Max, can you see the screen? We have
Yes,
one
it's
colleague who can only
me?
see a blank screen.
Oh, it's interesting. I can see screen. Maybe need to reshare. Pallavi, can you please reshare the presentation? No, share the screen one more time. Maybe it's some mistake.
Reshare,
Problem.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah, we can share the screen.
Okay.
Sorry.
In this case, no need. In this case, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. It's
Okay, let me start.
let's better do it. Yeah.
Okay. You can see now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is sorry, Max.
No. Let's continue.
Okay. So this is the new competition that's just launched week before last. And you can see here it says 25-26. So this is for the practice competition, and you can see for the practice there are 3 different tracks, one in computing, network, and cloud. Now, we haven't actually advertised this, and I haven't actually informed all of the instructors yet. So once I do an EDM, and it's just the electronic message that we send out, and then this can be shared with all of our academies. So and also a lot of students are now on holiday as well. So once it's shared, then these numbers you can see will go up, and you'll be able to see how many students are registered on computing, how many on network, how many on cloud. So all these 3 tracks belong to the practice competition. Now, the other competition is the innovation competition. That's not yet open. And that is, so for this practice one, students learn, they take the exam, and then if they go through the national level, regional level, and then they go to global level, and they have a result. For the innovation one, it's all about the students' ideas, and they have to find a solution to an existing problem in the world using AI. So if last year, the grand prize winners for Europe, they had an AI solution for hemodialysis. So when a patient, if they have a kidney problem and they went to the hospital and they have to go through dialysis, the way that the machines are set up depends on the qualifications and experience of the medical staff. Now, if the patient is a child and their weight is different, the body mass is different, it's very difficult to always get it correct. So with this AI solution, they found a way where all of the data was fed into the system, and it automatically set the calibration to the patient's requirements. So this was something that won them the global prize, and it's something they can roll out, and many companies are interested in this solution as well. So that's just an example of something. Year before, we also won the global prize in Europe, and this was for dyslexic children, where when they try to read and it's difficult, but in Turkey, for example, it's a taboo subject, and so nobody wants to talk about dyslexia and say, oh, my child is dyslexic. Nobody wants to accept that or talk about it. So they created they used AI to create resources for dyslexia, and something to test whether the person was dyslexic, whether it's a child or an adult. And sometimes if a child can't read something properly because of this condition, they tend to lose their interest in learning and they go in a different direction, which is also not a good thing. So that was another example of a global winner. So here on this competition, you'll see the yellow part, which is the registration, and you see the blue part, which is the learning space. So once you click on the registration part, then the learner can fill in all of the information about their name and so on. So once they register, then this will show registered. And then they'll be able to click on learning space and they can start learning. All of the resources that they need to learn will be directly onto this area. And so they don't have to look elsewhere. And they should go on here because they need to be seen as active learners on the competition platform as well. So as the time goes on, there'll be more and more. There'll be past exam papers. There'll be information about the platform. This is at the moment 3 different parts here for the 3 different tracks. So teachers can also go on there, and just to see what the students can see, they can also register. It's fine, because then you can get to see what your students are seeing. So here's the introduction, and then we have the schedule. So it opens in August, as just a couple of weeks ago, and the registrations will end at the end of December. Now, in the past, because of the students coming back and the Christmas holidays and everything, because this doesn't apply in China, we have extended the registration date, but it all depends on the numbers. And then we will plan the national exam in January, February. and then the regional level exams in March. And then the regional winners who have been identified to go, to take part in the global stage will go to China. And the national and the regional is online. So the national is a theory exam, the regional is a practical exam online, and the global one is a practical exam in person. And here are the 3 tracks, and these are the technology directions that are studied for each track. So the students can see which they're more familiar with, and then they can choose the correct track. A bit more information about the competition format. So at the national level, it's a theory exam. So it's an online exam with 150 questions, and it lasts for 2 hours. And they had 3 different types of questions. It's a true or false, there's a single answer, and the multiple answer. Now, with the multiple answer, the student must get all the answers correct. So if there are 3 answers out of 5, if they don't get all 3, then it's a fail. It's no marks, rather, not failed, but no marks. So all 3 must be correct. And then the total score is out of 1,000. So at the national level, for each individual learner, the score is put, is given. And then at the regional level, you have to form a team. So you have to select 3 students, maybe the best performing students, or however you would like to do. You can team together into one team. So 3 students and allocated 1 teacher, because whatever the prize that students win, the teacher also wins the same prize as well. Whatever it is, could be, tablet or phone or whatever it is, depending on what level they win at. So the teacher just supports the students, but doesn't take part in the exam itself. And then the online exam is a practical exam. So you have a scenario given to the team, and then they have to be on the same network, and then they just make sure that they do that exam. So, and that's for 4 hours. The global exam is for 8 hours. So you can see that it's quite long. Here are some competition rules. If you have students who entered in say the network track in last year, they can still enter the competition, but they can't do network track. They can go for cloud or computing and so on. So if they've got to the global stage, then they can't enter for the same track again. And there will be awards given at the regional level and also at the global level as well. So that's the competition as well. So I think I've covered a lot today. I'm sorry for talking to you for so long. I don't know if you have any other questions, but I think we've covered quite a lot today, Max.
Yes, and it was really useful because was talking about a lot of things, and some colleagues that you raised questions. I hope that after the meeting, you can show this video to your colleagues, maybe who cannot join today or have problem with connection or anything, and they can ask a question after that. I will try to support with them, or if it will be really hard to answer, I will ask Pallavi to support and answer about questions. If you have some questions right now, or you have a question about how to work with ICT Academy, like example, how to create account or how to join the class, or how to join ICT Academy, so you can ask right now and we will try to answer you or try support. Or if it's if everything is clear, it's also good, and we can resolve this problem after that. Let me additionally switch to Ukrainian, I will translate it. Колеги, дуже вам дякую, що сьогодні приєднали, що ви задавали питання в чаті. І якщо у вас є якісь будь-які питання або будь-які проблеми, то можете звертатись до нас, ми будемо їх вирішувати. Цей відеоролик ми викладемо вам скоріш за все, буде це в Ютубі за посиланням доступ, як і вчорашні презентації. і ви зможете додатково знайомитися з цими матеріалами, дати колегам послухати своїм колегам. Якщо у вас будуть питання, то просто задавайте їх або зараз, або після. And also, Pallavi, I saw that, we have a technical promo for Vladislav from Sumo State University that sometimes login with Ukrainian country code for mobile is disabled, and sometimes it's really hard to use it. I know, unfortunately, about this problem from my side. We will try to resolve it, but maybe if Pallavi have some experience with this, maybe you know how to do it more correctly.
Sorry, Max, I didn't quite catch. You said one of the universities had some problems logging in.
Yeah, we have a problem that sometimes if instructors create accounts with using mobile phone number, it can be not available for receive SMS. Simply it's blocked on the site. Maybe in another country we have some problem.
I would recommend don't create an ID using mobile. Create the ID using email address. I think that's overcomes any other issues, because like, for example, in UK is no longer part of Europe, according to Huawei, because of Brexit and other things. Although I live in UK, I don't support UK because it's not in Europe anymore. So the phone numbers for Europe are banned. So I would say also every time always create the account using email. Now, one thing I should show is the dashboard with the user center. When you go to the user center, you may not see everything that I've got here, but so this is what the dashboard looks like. So you can see here, it says user center, and then it says education center. So on the user center part, everything says my. So my course, my classes, my competition, everything. So this is personal. This is about your personal account and learning ID. And then the education center is where you can actually open classes and check on the students, check the trainers and the students and so on. So you can do that from the education center. Now for the exam voucher part, now ours is different. When we do internally from staff, I would go to exam application. You won't have application. You see my voucher. So you have to go to my voucher, and then you have to apply for coded voucher. And then when you get the coded voucher, you will get the voucher in the my voucher section. So these are expired ones for me, and you will see all your valid vouchers here. And you can apply for vouchers here as well. Now, when you have achieved your voucher, let me just go back, and you want to later check what you've achieved, you can also check in my certificate. So in the my certificate part, you see all that you have achieved. And so this is the certificate. This is a course certificate. I didn't do any. And this is for the digital badge. Now, when I click on the digital badge, it takes me directly to Credly. You can see here on top. Now, Credly is part of Pearson Group. It's the same group of companies, and you can see here all major vendors are here, and they, those that provide digital badges can. So I would create an ID. I have to use the same login that I had on the Huawei one onto here, because it has to synchronize and it has to know where you're coming from. So once you create your ID with the same login information, then you can download the vouchers from here. The badges, digital badges, I mean. Okay, so that's the part. But before you can do the application or anything else, if you were to check in my information, you'll see here there are two parts here: basic certification info and identity verification. For the exam voucher, you must complete the basic verification. So this is what it will ask for. The name details, full name, and then the ID, date of birth, and stuff like that. So it's encrypted. as well. So a lot of the data is encrypted, emails, everything is encrypted. You can't really see any of it. And basic information contains this information here. What else on the user center? So we looked at my information, we've looked at exam, my voucher, you've looked at my certificate. And then when you look, this is for internal exam that you may be taking. So this, then when you go to the exam, it will list the exams that you have booked as well. And any competitions that you're entered will be here, and any courses that you're registered on will be listed here as well. So that's the dashboard. We haven't covered about anything on how to open a class. I don't have an instructor account, but if you want to go through this, Max, now we can have a look very quickly to show how easy it is to open a class. If I stop sharing, I don't know, you have an instructor account, right?
Yes, yes, I have. Let's
So
additionally
let's do a
demonstrate.
demo, yeah.
It will be a quick demo, and if you have a question, so I will describe. Additionally, I will show how to log in with different types of accounts, like example. So I will go to the .huawei.com, and we'll go here to the technical certification. And here we are on ICT Academy website. And what you need to do first, it's login. For you, will be available such page with Uniportal ID. Here's key can be problem if you use, like example, mobile number, it will request authorization for mobile number. It can be difficult, so please write to us to our email if you have such problem, and we will try to resolve it, because we need to demonstrate to our support team the request from different colleagues that we really have such problem, and we will resolve it soon. We will prepare some guidance for this. I will use, yes.
May I ask, sorry to interrupt you, may
Yes.
I ask you one thing before you do log in here, before you click on the login?
Okay.
If you're able to go open another tab
Yes, sure.
and go to the main website for the Academy.
Yeah, moment. Again, ewhuawei.com, technical certification, here.
So you want to go to Academy.
ICT Academy. Here we are.
Okay, so this is the one. So most people will go on to this one of these hyperlinks. So if you're opening an account for student, then or to instructor, let's click on one of these.
Yeah, let's student.
And you can see here the steps. For every one of those, there'll be steps 1, 2, 3. On the top right, you can see there's an operation guide. So this operation guide can be downloaded, and you'll be able to follow the instructions on how to actually create the ID. Now, when we go on to clicking on creating an account, if you were to click here,
Yeah, of course.
you will see there'll be two options. See here on the top, it says register by mobile, and then you got register by email. So you want to click on register by email, and then you put in the email details.
Yeah.
So there's a question here from one of our professors. Professor, if you ask students to please register by email, this will overcome any issues with any country codes. I'm not sure why they can't get through on the country code. It shouldn't be disabled, but if there are any issues, then this is the way to best way to do it. Then later on, you can put in the phone number. It doesn't matter. So once they've created this, and when then they log in, they will have there's an option here, the account. name. Now this is the account name is your ID, as I showed you when I clicked on my ID to go dashboard. If you were to click on auto generate, the system will create one for you, or you can create one for yourself, and you can give it something easy to remember. So Max could be just Max 123, or whatever.
Yeah,
So and it will tell these are the characters that are allowed. So you could have uppercase, lowercase, digit, and a special character. So otherwise you click auto generate, but this is very hard to remember. So when you try to log in again, if you don't remember the exact numbers, it's just difficult. So something meaningful is great. Sorry, Max, I just wanted to highlight this bit for the email and the mobile registration.
Yeah.
If you could go in back to your login.
Yes,
for
thank you,
the other
Pallavi,
part.
because I really appreciate it. So yeah,
Thank you.
we have a special guide, and there are like details what need to do for receive permission necessary, and what action need to be prepared. And also we have operation guide which can be downloadable. Also,
Yes, and
yeah.
number two, sorry to interrupt
Yes.
again, Max. Number two is very useful. Not so useful, but essential. Because if the student creates an account, anyone can go on there and create an account. But then the account is not associated with an academy. The student doesn't belong to you as an academy. So they must do the association. Now, when they do try to associate, it's a new account, then the administrator will have to accept. There's another way to do it. If administrators could be, high level and they don't have the time to do this, then instructors can open a class, and this is what we're going to do now, is open a class and then actually give an invitation code. And when then students register, they can also use the invitation code to join a class, and then the instructor can approve at that point instead of the administrator. Sorry, Max.
Yeah, it's
We
okay,
can
thank you.
go back to logging in as an instructor.
Yeah, I only want to demonstrate that we have additional instruction which can be also be useful for you. That when you go to the ICT Academy website, you click to ICT Academy, you can scroll a little bit down. We have here learn more. It's a lot of details about ICT Academy, also what are statuses, which courses available, but also important here is platform operation guide. Why I like it? Because it's have additional details for students or for instructors how to do a lot of things, not only to register account, but also in how to create class, how to obtain lab tools, how to approve your voucher application, and how to do a lot of stuff. And like example, if you click to register account, you can check with details, with images, step by step, where need to click and how to, in general, do our job to make association, like example with university. And here's a really detailed instruction, so you can use it, and it's fully actual. And let's continue with login. And I saw that, I received some additional requests that need to do it. We have not a more time, so we will do it fast. So any case, when you try to login, it's updated page. It's why you cannot change from mobile number to email, because it's new page. Previously, it was can be choose what you will use for receive SMS, or mail, or mobile number, or anything else. But unfortunately, now it will propose only one choice. We will try to resolve it with technical support. And verification code was sent to me. Before it was simply a field. I need to click get code. Now it's a little bit changed. So let's wait. Should be code in few minutes. Yes, I receive it. Let me enter it. And here we are. It's a standard platform. Here I didn't change an ID. It's auto-generated. And in the center, I have a difficult view. So we have courses, classes, what Pallavi explains, and we have additional class management because I am associated with university. For Czech association, you can go to my information, and here will be additional information that I associate with State University of Information and Communication Technologies. And also I can check my permissions if I will go to and click my permissions. Here's full description, what I can do and what I cannot do. So ICT Academy instructor and till end of the year. And I can create classes, manage classes, and download course materials. So we will go to, again, user center, class management, and now we can create a class. I will not create it today because we have a lot of classes. I will simply will follow steps, but we'll stop on the final step. So first of all, you need to choose organization type. For our case, it's ICT Academy. After that, choose technology direction. Technology direction, it's like main measure about what you want to teach students. Like example, it can be Linux, OpenEuler, it can be collaboration, it can be computing, datacom, WLAN, SDN, or some another resources. It's created for simplify the search. Because if you choose PG, you cannot choose courses which reliable to datacom, like example. It will be only showed to PG and additional like general direction courses, like math basics in general direction, so it will be available for any technology direction. After that, you can choose what you need, like example RCA, 5G, version 2.0. You can add some introduction. It's needed for students that they understood it more simple, and for them it will be more easy to find these courses. You can add some images. The students will also find this course and understood that it's especially their course. Create some name. For them, you can use not only English but also in Ukrainian.
I'm just wondering, you can also just write on here on the class name dummy course.
Yes.
And then we can go through the full process if you like as well.
Yeah, of course. Like example, it's course створений для класу. I will demonstrate in Ukrainian. And we can add some image additionally if it's needed. So also, like example, we add one planning result. You can add some links. You can add some additional information, video. So it will be an introduction about course so that will be simple to students to understand what is this. Also the same like 12 image, but it should be less than as I counted kilobytes. Unfortunately, I don't have such image right now. You should or you can create a name of your class with
dummy class if you want to.
Yeah, it can be name of the group
And nobody can go
for which you do the teaching. So it can be like telecommunication system, magister, and also add the name of your university from any of them. After that, you can choose the date when you start the course. So you should additionally specify it. Like example, if its course will be started on September, on the 1st September, you can choose the 1st September and class and date. When its class will be finished and you don't plan to add another students here. I recommend to finish all classes before end of the year and next year create another class. It will be more useful and will be more simple to control all the students and to communicate. To understand their actual result. Also, if you are not alone and you want to teach this course with somebody, you can add instructors which are already associated with your university, and they will get access to the class and can control it, can provide some trainings, can download materials, and also can check how many students and how good are they. You can specify a limitation for students, like if you don't want to anybody join it. and you have only 10 students in a group, you can limit it and set that, oh, we have 10 students in a group, I don't need any more. So please, not more than 10 students will be associated to this class, or also will be to another class. And also it's new thing, before it was not available, finally it was released, that if your ICT Academy, if your university already has students, and they already passed some courses, you can choose that for them not required approval additional from your site. So everybody, if they have a link, can join this course. And you don't need to additionally click agree for them. And now we have additional that if these students not associated with university at all, it's fully new created account, you can also support them and add that no approval required. So they will join this class without any additional approvals. And you can specify additional information where this class is located. It can be number of auditoria or city or anything else. When you fill this information, so you can check how it will be look, how it will look class introduction. I have a very big picture, so it's looks like a little bit big, but you can check everything. And if you don't want to release it, you want to wait, you can simply save it, and it will be saved like draft. You can edit it and add some additional information. I will not create a class because it will be a lot of for one academy, so I will demonstrate it on another which already created. Here you can check when you click submit, it will create class, it will create additional class code with which you can associate students, it will create invitation code which you can use for associate students also. On the page of classes you can check student information. Also it will be information how many courses they passed, how good are their results, and on which term they are now. You can add some additional resources here for them that they will download it, and also no need to additional send them via other resources. And create bulletins where you can describe current situation or current progress, or even task for them, so they can check it here and use it for their education progress. And additional online course description, what is course, and you can click to study, it will jump you to the course, and you can demonstrate presentations, video, or additional materials to the students directly.
Max, may I interrupt? Could you
Of
please
course.
click on teaching preparation again, please?
Yes.
So on the teaching preparation, you have two parts. You have the course introduction and then the teaching materials. But under teaching materials, you'll see there's two boxes. One is the Huawei standard, and then you have the additional. So for the Huawei standard is what's on the platform that will be
Let me
here.
show another course where this materials is available. It will be a course about Datacom. Yeah, here.
So you have teachers guides, you have student guides. So everything is on here. Teachers will see teachers and students will only see the students part. But on the additional materials, which is the box on the right-hand side, next to the Huawei one, please, Max, if you're able to. This is where, you know, if the university wants to put on a project or an assignment or something, they can upload that they want the students to go through, you know, create a certain topology, or they want to, you know, whatever they want to do in terms of an assignment or practical work or whatever it may be, theory work, they can upload here. So you don't have to do additional separately. Everything can be done on this platform. And with the bulletins, that will keep a record of all the bulletins that have been sent out. So once you put a bulletin on here, then the whole class, whoever's in the class will get that bulletin and all the records will be there. So if you want to inform the students, I've just uploaded a new assignment on there, please go on there, download the assignment and do, then everything will be all the information will be on here as well. And when you click on student information part,
Mhm.
if you could,
Let's
thanks.
find a course where
See,
we have a student. One moment.
Uh-huh.
It should be the first class which I create for demonstration. Maybe this one. Yeah, here.
Okay, so on the student input, you can see underneath there, it says approve the student. So it's either yes or no. This is already approved. Oh no, this student is not approved. Okay. So then, you know, you would click on the tick on the left-hand side and then just say approve. But there's also a class report as well. Now, if you want to see how the students are performing and how well they've done, you can actually click on class report and you can see how much studying they've done, and whether they've completed any quizzes, whether they took any online exams, how well they did on it. You can check all those results because when you click on that, it will download the report for you. So you can see the progress of your whole class. So if there are some students not performing so well, then you can speak with them. So sorry, Max, I just wanted to add
Yes. Thank you so much,
in as
Pallavi.
well.
It's
And
important
there's
part.
another, yes, and the other important thing is the invitation code. Now, when you release the class, it generates the invitation code, but you can see the invitation code also here. And you can also see it, you can click on, there used to be another box. You click on it and it would come up in a big letter. Could you copy this invitation code, please, Max?
Yes.
Now, say for example, Max is not in this class and he's a student and he wants to join the class. He would go to his learning ID, his user for the dashboard, and then go to my course or my classes. I can't remember. Maybe my course. Sorry, my classes. My
My
classes.
classes, yes. My classes, yes.
Yes, and here you see it says invitation code on that. It was in very light color. And you can put the invitation code in here. And then this is where Max was showing you, you know, unassociated students or associated students if they use the invitation code. So for associated students, they will see the list of courses on the platform. But for unassociated students, they can click on this part, they can put in this and they can say join. So you can even put join, it's fine. It's no
But
problem.
yeah, it's class, it's disabled already. So I don't want to create at that moment a new class for university because they already have a lot. So maybe we'll
So
find some of them.
So that's the way to join. The other thing, if you could please click on learning, Max,
Yeah, sure.
on the left-hand side,
Left side. Learning, yes. Here's.
and courses.
Mhm.
So here you see all of the various courses. You can filter from here what courses are available. But also in above the icons, you will also see at the moment is red in e-learning. Then in the middle, you will see ICT Academy course. Sorry, no, in the bottom, sorry,
On
Max,
the bottom? Yes.
e-learning. Under,
So,
sorry,
let's
under
use
the,
e-learning,
yes,
ICT Academy
e-learning,
courses.
ICT
Yes.
Academy. So you can see here, Max is already logged in onto the academy. So these are all of the courses that are open on the academy at the moment. So if Max is a student there, he can click on any one of them and join as well. So these are the open
Like,
classes.
for example, let's test. Oh, it disappeared. Oh, no, it's okay. And here's information about class which was created, and
Yes. Then you can click
it's my
registration.
should be, yeah, it's
Yes.
about IE registration.
Yes, and then they can click on registration and they can join the class.
Mhm.
So this is another way, but you have to be associated already with the academy before you can do that this way. Otherwise, students who are not already associated, they can use the invitation code to join.
Wow. Thanks for
There's
Pallavi. I don't even know that we have such opportunity for more simple way to add
to find the
joiners.
courses,
Yeah.
yeah.
And also I
Yes.
saw that you have learning
This is
partner courses.
so no, these are for the commercial partners, for the
Yes, professional.
Hallows. So ours is only for the e-learning and the to filter and ICT Academy. There's another thing you should see, and I don't see it here for you. You should AIE should have been listed on the top.
Is this one? I saw them.
It should be. Could you click on career certification on top, please?
Here, done. Oh, ICT technical
no.
training should be. Yeah?
No, on the next to all.
Oh, career. Yeah, I saw.
It's not here for you.
If you
There's a
about
new.
the instructor, yeah?
Yes,
It's here.
AIE.
It's here. ICT technical training. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not
Yes.
this one.
I don't know why it's not there for you.
It's not this part.
That's strange.
No, maybe it's you added a little bit late.
It was there last week.
Oh, yeah?
That's strange. Yeah.
Because I can see that we have now the Huawei IE.
Yes. So that's
but
a
where to choose
area
them?
for teachers can go there, and you can download all of the resources there.
So it's
There was a message. Yeah, there was a message sent out last week.
Interesting. Where is this? Not okay. Okay.
Sure, what happened to that?
Let's open simply iCreation. So this course is which is specially developed for instructors, and especially instructors can learn it and understood some new knowledge for them. Yeah, also I have a lot of requests about slowing the website, that it's really slow to update the page, but it's what we have right now. So maybe it
That
will
would
be
be
fixed.
more on the network rather than the platform, actually, Max.
Yes. So here's a creation course, case slides, of course, and additional information like about winning sport. So it's easy to check and also can be useful.
I'm going to send you a link, Max.
Okay.
See if you can go on there. Sorry, let me go into the chat. See if you can go on there, Max. See if it helps.
Of course.
There we go. There's the AIE. Okay, so this is an area for instructors. It's called the AIE zone. And here you will be able to download resources also especially for teachers now. So everything's been put into this area, which is really good. But it's strange that we didn't see this on the. Maybe there's some kind of selection criteria above. But now we can see it if we go directly onto that link.
So let me show how to find this link from the website. We have ICT Academy here. We have documentation center. No, let me open something another. So
it's on the left-hand side.
ICT
College
Academy, documentation center, college courses, and IE. So, and you can get also links for courses which was created especially for ICT Academy instructors, for improve their knowledge and for understood more and more about some products. So please, if you have time, so you can check it them and understood more and more. Можливо, у когось є ще питання?
Max, I've just emailed you something.
Угу.
It's PPT, which may help.
Ось між sharing at this moment.
Oh, it's failed. It didn't go to you.
Okay.
Okay. Let me share for a second, and I
Yes,
can
of
show
course.
you. Okay. So here was the instructor zone.
Mhm.
And when you click on that link, it would take you directly, but you showed already how to get there.
Mhm.
Documentation center, or you click college courses on the left-hand side, and hopefully you can also see. And here, you can quickly access teaching resources on the talent platform, how the instructor operation guide and information is there. So everything can be done from here. So there's another way to access the guide. You can associate or unbind students and lecturers from the academy. How to do that? So if there's certain students who are associated with your academy and you don't want them to be associated anymore, you can do that, and so on. And the students and teachers, because maybe a teacher's been working in the university for so long, and then maybe that professor has moved on, so you don't want to keep them there. So there's various other things on various essential courses. There's stuff on Intelligent World, Open EULA, and so on. So, and there's also some case studies that are also here, which may be useful to universities. It would be great to create some case studies for Ukraine. So then they can also be uploaded on here. You can see from here examples of what other regions and other countries have or haven't done. And a little bit about the smart classroom solutions and digital training solutions. That's also here as well on the innovation part. So there's many things on here that you'll be able to see. So we've gone through a lot, and I'm very sorry that you had to listen to us for so long. But if you have any questions, is there anything else we need to go through, Max? I'm just thinking.
No. I think we already passed a lot of themes and described the most important, which we already have. And I think if it's if our colleagues from university will have questions, I will simply find answer for them, or will ask you to additional support with them, so I will remotely tell them how to do it more and more.
Okay, great. So we've done a lot today, covered many things, but the guides are all also on there, and we will share the PPT.
Yeah.
I noticed some mistakes on there, was typos, so I'll correct those and I will send that PPT to you, Max.
Okay, thank you so much.
So do professors have any questions at all? If not, then thank you very much for joining today, and I hope that it was useful, and please do come back to us if you have any questions at all. So enjoy the event that's taking place at the moment in Ukraine, and thank you, Max, for organizing everything.
Well, thank you, everybody. to participation and for your support, because
Welcome.
with anybody it cannot be like it we have. And thank you, Pallavi, for your support and for your time that you have and that you spend to us with description of everything what is really important.
It's my pleasure. And it's really great to meet with all the professors online. Sorry, my camera is not working or my internet will completely close. So I haven't been able to use the camera today, but I hope you found it useful. And please do come back if you have anything at all. Great to meet everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Pallavi. It was excellent.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Alex.
Yes, thank you, colleagues, again. Our recording will be provided to you after the meeting. We will upload it on the YouTube, and you can get access via direct link. So you can share it to colleagues, to another colleagues who cannot join today, unfortunately. And I hope that it will be useful for them, and we can after that share it and provide additional support to everybody. Thank you all. Thank you, and have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Have a good time ahead.